Everyone, your attention, please. As you can see, we have a guest. This is Dr. Evelyn Vogel. She and I first met when she consulted on a case.
When most of you were still in high school.
Dr. Vogel has been away from Miami for a number of years, but now she's back and has graciously offered her expertise with our recent body dump.
But we're only a day into our investigation.
Not here to step on anyone's toes, Lieutenant. It's off the books.
Evelyn is a neuropsychiatrist. She's served as a consultant on a number of high-profile cases over the years. And she has written the definitive textbook on the brains of psychopaths.
That's how I know you. Your work on profiling is classic.
Thank you. I wouldn't normally insert myself into an investigation.
She said insert herself.
But when I read about the body in the paper, there was one aspect of this murder that I found particularly intriguing.
Vince, bring up that X-ray the ME sent over.
You see this part here? That's the anterior insular cortex, the portion of the brain that processes empathy. And the hallmark of a psychopath is
They have no empathy.
they have no empathy. Now, it's possible this is mere coincidence, but if someone goes to the trouble of carefully extracting a core from the brain, then I think that person will give a little thought to what part of the brain he's taking.
So why do you think he did this?
It's too early to say, but maybe he was wanting to perform some kind of experiment, or maybe this was simply a message. He wouldn't be the first killer to attempt to communicate through a victim. Who was the victim?
Robert Bailey, mechanic. According to his wife, he'd been missing for nearly a week.
Was the brain drilled into while the victim was still alive?
Dexter?
The ME indicated it was done post-mortem. The preliminary autopsy also showed bruising on the knuckles and knees, which could indicate the victim was held captive in an enclosed space.
There were no contents in the victim's stomach, signs of dehydration.
The victim was missing for 5 days. That suggests a pretty elaborate pre-kill ritual for a serial killer.
Well, it's just one body. How do you know it's a serial killer?
Oh, I doubt whether this was his first kill. Those are usually more spontaneous. This was planned ahead of time. A lot of thought went into it. I'm thinking we're looking for someone at least in their 30s, intelligent, organized, takes great pride in his work. I think he'd enjoy the fact that we're talking about him right now.
You think there will be more?
I'd be surprised if they're not. How did you end up here?
My dad was a cop. He kind of steered me away from that. And this seemed like a better fit.
I was drawn to forensics, too. But I chose to focus on neuroscience, psychopaths. We both chose murder. Maybe we're both a little crazy.
Maybe.
Mad scientists trained to look at this as a biological mass, a body part. Yet somehow, from all those firings of neurons, something intangible emerges. Emotions. Trust, morality, love. Unless you're a psychopath. But even then, belief systems emerge. You were only 10 years old when your father first sought my help. I know almost everything about you, Dexter. Not just because I heard it from your father, but because I helped create you.
Create me. You sound like Dr. Frankenstein.
Don't mean to. Don't know how else to put it. I mean, it was obvious that you not only showed all the classic traits of a psychopath, but that you would eventually become a killer. So we were faced with a little dilemma. What to do with you. It was me who convinced Harry that your urges couldn't be stopped, but they could be focused. Eventually, we realized that hunting animals wasn't going to satiate you, so we decided that you could be taught to kill other kinds of animals. People who truly deserve to die.
You're saying you came up with a code?
Harry had a big hand in the details. His law enforcement background was certainly an asset, but he was operating under my guidance. frightened, Dexter. He's escalating. We'll have to play catch-up.
I want some tests back at the lab, but I'm guessing this tissue belongs to Sussman. Explains why the killer blew his head off with a shotgun. So nobody'd noticed the pieces were missing. What part of the brain is it?
It's the occipital lobe. It's responsible for vision.
He's sending us a message. He's watching us. That in the his and hers boxes. He's aware of me now, not just you.
I'm sorry, Dexter, to have dragged you into this.
He sent both packages to you. Maybe he doesn't know how to find me. He probably doesn't even know my name.
Yet.
Yeah, I know. I need to get to him before he gets to me. I've been going through your book and cross-referencing it with the source files and list of suspects.
Any progress?
I've managed to clear the first two names.
So who's next?
Ron Galuzzo. According to your files, he strangled his best friend in high school, but convinced you that it was a bully.
Yeah. It's rare that someone can fool me like that. At his hearing, I argued for leniency. But when I eventually got him to admit that he'd been lying, I reversed my recommendation.
So if Galuzzo read your book and recognized the story,
He would have realized that he'd been institutionalized until he was 21 because of me.
it's a pretty good reason to hold a grudge.
Dexter,
Have you taken on Zach Hamilton as a patient?
it's nice to see you too.
I have to protect you from another murderer now? How did he even get to you?
His father contacted me because of my reputation for working with psychopaths. He's concerned about his son's behavior, his propensity for violence.
I think it's more than a propensity. I think Zach Hamilton killed Norma Rivera.
And I take it that you followed him here today because you're planning to kill him.
The thought had crossed my mind, yes, if I can find solid proof.
Well, then it would seem that we have a conflict of interest.
I don't believe this. You're gonna work with another killer after what happened with Yates?
Dexter, I appreciate your concern, but I'm not going to talk about Zach Hamilton with you any further. It wouldn't be ethical.
Suddenly you're worried about ethics?
I know. I threw them out the window when I met you because my life was on the line. Now the threat is over.
And you're bringing another threat into your life.
It's my work. What can I say? I treat dangerous people. It's a hazard of the job. Besides, you have no proof that Zach Hamilton is guilty of anything.
I will.
If you do, then come to see me first. Before you do anything, we'll have another conversation. Would you do me that favor?
We'll see. A familial match. To Dr. Evelyn Vogel.
What?
The hairs we found in Zach's studio. I ran a mitochondrial DNA match on them. It tests the person's mother line.
Yeah, I'm aware of those tests.
Well, it's a direct match to you. Zach's killer is related to you. The brain surgeon is related to you.
I have no family. Well, not anymore.
Anymore.
Well, I was married and I had 2 sons. Daniel and Richard.
And now?
They're gone.
What happened to them?
Well, one day I found Richard, he was my youngest, at the bottom of our swimming pool, dead. At first I thought it was an accident. He wasn't a strong swimmer. But then I realized the truth. My older son, Daniel,
He killed Richard.
yes. Daniel was highly intelligent. But he was also very troubled. No, it was much more than that. He was devoid of empathy, had a complete lack of fear or the sense of right and wrong. He was a psychopath. Realizing this and wanting to find a way to help Daniel led me into this field. I failed, Daniel. I was never able to treat him. Maybe that's one reason I was so determined to help you. Oh, Dexter.
Sorry, I
No, I'm early.
I'd make you some coffee, but I only have tea.
That'll do.
I warn you, it's strong. I need all the help I can get this morning.
Thanks.
Just so we're clear, I'm meeting up with Daniel, and I'll lead him out of the cafe, where you will sedate him, and then we'll take him to a facility. Every time I close my eyes, I still see his face, and I'm going to see him. My son. My little boy. He still exists. No matter what he's done.
I thought one of Hannah's potions would be gentler than my needle. Now Vogel will never have to face what her son has become.
You drugged me.
You have every right to be upset, but I was only trying to protect you.
Where's Daniel?
He got away. That's why I'm here, to warn you.
Well, I consider myself warned. And I think it best from here on out that I handle this myself.
That's not safe or smart.
I appreciate your concern, and I'm grateful for everything you've done. But this is a family matter.
You once called yourself my spiritual mother. Doesn't that make us family?
Well, after what happened this morning, Dexter, how can I trust you?
Vogel thinks I'm unique, caught between two worlds, my humanity and my darkness. Maybe I always will be, but I can't imagine a life without Hannah in either one. After this morning, I won't have to. Vogel is on her own, and so am I. I'll kill Saxon, then leave Miami forever.
So now do you believe me?
Yes. You didn't send him.
Are you hungry? How about a little breakfast?
Okay. Mom?
You said before that you wanted to help me.
Yes. I'd like that. Most facilities aren't like this, Daniel. I could put you someplace where you'd be very comfortable. I could see you every day.
I want you to help me like you helped Dexter. I want you to show me how to exist free in the world just the way I am.
As a killer.
You know, when you see as many people die as I have, you know when they're afraid. What are you afraid of, Mother?
He's still here.
Hello, Dexter.
What do you want? Where are you?
Don't move. I want to show you something.
Don't touch her.
Mother chose the wrong son. Again.
Evelyn? No, 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 no. No.